the
Okay, it's like Prism.
set.
There's like the brand name. There's like the, would you call that a brand?
Panini and Topps are the two main brands, and Upper Deck does hockey as well too. And then they have sets.
But just like cars.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the
Right, so it'd be
the
your
make,
Ford
and then there's the
F-150.
model. Yeah. Okay. So okay, and then you see the back of the card. I don't know. Like, what was the first kind of cards you collected? Like, did you do like bubble gum? Like, are we talking like?
No, they stopped doing bubble gum in like '88, so a little bit before my time.
I did bubble gum.
Thank you, Friedo. Thank you. Right?
And I liked
Absolutely.
it too. I liked the gum.
I mean, the gum is delicious. Big League Chew, Cracker Jack box.
That's right. I started off doing football cards and probably Pokemon as well too. It had just come out in 1999, so between
Shout out to
football,
Pokemon.
being a big Cowboys fan, and then Pokemon cards originally, definitely has changed a lot. Now there are infinite colors and autographs and jerseys and relics and all kinds of numbered stuff. So yeah, definitely a lot different than they used to be.
How much do they cost now?
A heck of a lot more than they used to.
Okay.
Up to the tens of hundreds of thousands for single cards, but yeah, like a
Not
pack.
talking like a pack.
Just like a pack. I mean, you can get cheap ones at $3 to $5, but predominantly 20 and up, I would say, of the good stuff. But
Of the good stuff.
yeah,
See, all I know is I turn this card around, and here's what it says.
She's so fascinated with the card.
Is it? I am. I'm genuinely fascinated about this person. Like, who? Okay, is it Harold?
mm-hmm.
Am I saying that right? Okay,
Yeah.
Harold has a 7'4" wingspan. Wingspan. I said spanned. I definitely said span. Wingspan. And isn't afraid to show it off. The wiry forward uses it to keep opponents in front of him, block shots, and track down rebounds. After stints with both the Los Angeles squads, he will bring that valued skill set to the nation's capital for 21-22. 7'4" wingspan. I want to know more about this person. I can't help it. I see this card. I want to know this person. I want to know what's going on. So I'm going to just like go ahead and do this. But I got to tell you guys, this is exactly where I'm at. This is my idea with the discard show. It's about the value of the person. There's plenty. Like, how many card shows are there in the U.S. alone? That's like a hard question. Like a ton, right?
Yep.
And everyone's going for the monetary value and do that. But I'm over here just like... There's a bunch of stories in here, there's a bunch of narrative in here.
Pull another one.
All right, pull another one. All right, this is guys, this is random. There is no camera action right now. I'm literally just pulling a box from 5,000, pulling from this box of 5,000. Malcolm Brogdon?
The president. That's his nickname.
The president. This guy over here.
He used to be a Buck. Of course.
Oh, there we go.
All right, here we go. So it says Indiana Pacers. All right, look at this.
Sweet action shot.
I mean, it's a sweet action shot. I mean, what can I say? That's cool. I want to know about this person, and there's nobody in here I don't want to know about. I want to know about all of them, and as you can see, it's like, it's not about the monetary value of the card. And actually, tell them the story about Justin Fields, of course. The cards that I held up at the last card show, the Dallas card show happened, the last one happened in March. Next one upcoming is May.
Correct. Third week in May, I want to say. I forget the dates.
Yeah, third week, I want to say the 19th
19th
through the 21st, I believe. That's true. Yeah, but last card show, I held up 2 Justin Fields cards. If you check out the Discard Show Instagram, _discards show on my Instagram, you'll see a picture of me holding up these 2 Justin Fields cards.
I just asked her, which one do you think is more valuable? And she's holding 2 cards in her hand, and one was closer to the $10,000 range, and the other one was a lot closer to the $50 range, and she liked the $50 one better.
I really did. I mean, what can I say? So I think there's value in everything, but yeah, this show is all about the value of the person, and like
Did
I
you
said,
understand what made the one?
No, no, I had no idea, and that's what's nice about this pairing here, this teamwork here, because no, I'm looking at the human on the card, going, what's this guy's deal? And I'll always ask him, like, what's this guy's deal? And he's like, oh, well, and he'll explain, and he actually knows, and I'm over here going, never heard of this person, but I would love to know them, like, what's going on with this person? No, not a clue. But there's so many people in the industry who know, like, Okay, explain. Like, what makes an awesome card an awesome card? What's grading about? What is that all about?
So going back to the rarity, if there's a bunch of them out there, anybody can get it, so it's less valuable more often than not. When it comes to what's more valuable, rookie cards, the first time that they're in a product. Sports cards are all about prospecting. Who's going to be the next Tom Brady? Who's the next Jordan? We're trying to find that guy. So that's where a lot of the value is. And then the cooler stuff of autographs. There are cards where, Justin Fields had that card in his hand and signed it. Pretty cool. Patches of jerseys, pants, cleats, helmets. Things that were actually worn in games are very, sought after.
Okay, now I've seen this. Because this didn't exist when I was collecting. And I was never really collecting. I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But the cards that have the...
Yeah, started about the mid-90s, like 95, 96 type.
That's pretty cool.
It's very cool. Now it's a lot different than it used to be, where now they're just... One guy puts on 80 jerseys and they just cut it up. So some of them have lost their, luster about them. But the actual game-worn stuff is super cool. They take that jersey, they cut it up into little swatches. You can get pieces of the logo, and the 101s will have like the NFL shield or the NBA logo man go for a ton of money.
And I know Major League Baseball is really good about authenticating everything. And
they are, absolutely, with game balls and things like that. They actually just did a really cool thing with Topps for the guys that debuted this year. Actually had a little MLB debut patch. And those are going to be in cards, and those are going to be very, very expensive for the really big guys.
Explain to people like how things get graded, like for people who don't, because like the entire point of the show is like, don't. It's not my jam. It's not why I do this. I just want to know about the people. Just want to like talk. I want a 7'4" wingspan just so I can like. I just want to see. I'm just like all about that. But like, how do people like? What's the
basically
grading?
You send cards to a grading company, and they will grade the card based off of the condition. So it'll be centering, corners, edges, and then surface. That will, if it grades really well, can increase the value by a ton. If it grades really bad, not so much.
So this is my point, Friedo, is you could have a superstar. You can have somebody like Drew Pearson, okay? Hall of Famer. Like, there's no doubt about that. There's no question about that. You can have a rookie card, like a amazing Drew Pearson card, but if it's damaged, like, what happens to that card? What is it worth? It could end up in the dollar box. So for me, it's all about like, well, it's not about the card. Now, if you have yourself what would be like highest graded? Like, do you guys, like, what's the highest?
A 10.
Like a 10.
Yeah.
So if you have a 10 card, then it's like, it's got this monetary value. It's really cool, collector's item. But for me, I'm like, give me the 3. Give me the 3, because I just want to see the card, hold the card, know about the person.
Definitely, probably a lot cooler of a backstory of the person that made it a 3, with underneath a bunk bed or in somebody's closet, or as a kid who played with it.
Friedo, do you have any card stories? Do you have any like, I found this card, garage sale?
I don't have any. Well, I do kind of have some stories, but not about my cards. I know a lot of baseball players specifically. I joke around with them because I know a lot of minor league baseball players that may have spent a week or two in the majors, but they just couldn't crack it. And my joke would always be, I gotta tell you, there are so many baseball leagues, rookie ball, single A, double A, triple A, the wooden bat league, and on and on and on.
Is that real?
Yeah.
There's a wooden bat league?
Yeah. And I'm like, look, I used to say this on the radio. If you're a dude and you've never been paid to play baseball, you're not a good baseball player. Because there's jobs out there. And
oh man,
these guys,
that's hilarious.
and they actually had cards made.
Yeah.
And I'm going kind of like you, Michelle.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Just to get, I'm like, dude.
Are you kidding? Yeah.
Just to get to the level where you have a baseball card, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you're saying it's cool. I'm like, I feel like, is there, okay, probably, and Zach would know this, but who's in the card industry who like does this for a living, and it's a lucrative living. I mean, there's people who have gold chains with cards around their neck. Saw that at the card show. You know, it's lucrative, and that's okay, and it should be. But like, are there people in this industry who don't like sports?
That's a great question.
I would say that you don't have to, but does it
You
usually
love
coincide? Absolutely.
You love the player. There was something about sports that you were like, yes, like I'm interested in this. Or at the very least, like, this is important for some reason. I don't know. I go back to the person and I'm just like, who is this person? What happened? As a gymnast, and I kind of go back to this as kind of going through the card box and going, what happened to this person? This sounds like not as important, but it's true. I was a gymnast at one point in my life, longer than I was anything else. I was a gymnast for 18 years. So if you met me at 22, 23 years old and younger, I promise you, the first thing somebody would say to me if they go, oh, do you know Michelle, is, oh, the gymnast?
Cool.
That's how straight up my identity was. I mean, that's how people knew me. It really was that integrated to who I was. So when you amp that up to the level of like professional athleticism, worldwide, international, look, transitioning from, this isn't just a career. People need to know this. This is not just a career. It's a lifestyle. And it was a lifestyle prior to the pros, and it's a lifestyle after the pros. But I think to myself, like, that's still a human. Like, I really identify with the idea of like retirement. Like, it was really tough for me when I moved out of, like, I competed through college and then I retired. Look, as a gymnast, you know, but you know, it's tough because like even Zach sitting here, like he didn't know that part of me. He didn't know that identity. And it's strange. It's difficult, but you transition and your life moves on. So
there's a saying, and like it's like in a poem, that the athlete dies twice. They die at the end of their career, and then they die when they really die.
yeah.
And I can tell you that